All right, I'm here with my wife. This podcast is about Blue Beetle. We got a chance to watch it at an early advanced screening. And I really wanted to get my wife's take on this because she is Latinx. And this movie is very heavy on Latinx representation. So first of all, introduction to my wife. My wife's name is Candy.
Hello. Hola.
Blue Beetle. What did you think?
I enjoyed it. I didn't have any expectations really, just because I wasn't too familiar with the character, only knew very little, and all of that information came from you.
I think we had watched an animated version. He was on Brave and the Bold, Batman Brave and the Bold.
A while back, right?
Yeah. And he's from Texas, and he's Mexican. So he's a character that goes back to like 2006 when he was created. Mm-hmm. So relatively new, because on the scale of Blue Beetles, he's the third Blue Beetle, and he's the most recent one. The other ones were created in the 40s and the 50s. 2006, he's a relatively young Blue Beetle. And it seems like DC is trying to push him as this new generation's Blue Beetle. Jaime Reyes. We've seen a lot of legacy characters in DC. The Flash is one with Jay Garrick, Barry Allen, Bart Allen, and Wally West. We've seen all these different Flashes. Green Lantern is another one. Hal Jordan, Alan Scott, John Stewart, all these different Green Lanterns. Well, Blue Beetle's the same way. One thing that I liked about this movie is that they had the legacy. They had the other two Blue Beetles in the background. That was something where you saw their costumes. And then that mid-credit scene, Ted Cord, the second Blue Beetle, he is alive. And so it seems like that's never going to be resolved, because this movie's not getting a sequel. This movie bombed at the box office. So I wonder if they're ever going to talk about that. James Gunn said that this character is going to go forward, but the very first movie in the new James Gunn universe is Superman. Who knows if we'll actually get to see.
How much did it do?
I'd have to look that up, but not great at all.
Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I could relate to a lot of the jokes and...
Yes. That's what I wanted you there for, because you have that history of your family.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you could understand too, being around my family, like seeing the way they communicate, the way they talk to each other, right? I laughed a lot because it was just so relatable.
Yeah. And that's what I liked about the movie. Actually, when I left the movie, my thoughts overall were, that was fine. That wasn't amazing and it wasn't terrible. It was fine. The two things that stood out to me were the family aspects of it, and then George Lopez from a comedy standpoint. I've always liked George Lopez as a comedian. I thought he did a great job in this movie, being the comedic relief and being the conspiracy theorist.
Yes.
So I thought that was funny. What stood out to you when you left the theater? What stood out to you as, oh, that was good or that was bad?
For the way they portrayed the family.
Yes.
And their relationships and how moms act, how, the grandmas and cousins act in the family. That is what stood out to me and what I enjoyed the most.
Yeah. And there's no other superhero like that where they're so reliant on the family. Because I saw a lot of things comparing this to Iron Man and to Ant-Man, because it's a new guy that finds the suit. He's a legacy guy, and the suit gives him all his powers. But one thing that they left out in both of those comparisons, in Iron Man and in Ant-Man, was the family aspect. They don't have the same family that Jaime has. They don't have that support system, and him being a second generation American, his family was immigrants. His parents immigrated. I thought it was weird that it's not set in Texas. There's no real reason why it couldn't have been set in Texas.
Yeah.
They did have this little El Paso street that they lived on, so that was a shout out to his comic roots. But I thought there would be some specific point in the movie like, oh, we have to have him in Florida because he likes to swim in the Keys, or the villain has to fight him in the water. But there was no real reason for them to take it out of Texas. So I thought that was kind of weird. But what do you think about the casting? Xolo Maridueña, who was from the Karate Kid show Cobra Kai, which we watched like the first episode, but we didn't continue with that. This is like his breakout movie.
Oh, he was great. I enjoyed him. I thought he fit the part.
It sucks for him because the writer's strike, the actor's strike, they can't promote the movie. That's one of the reasons why it bombed.
I was going to say, do you think that? Well, then how is that their...
Yeah, it's not. But what sucks for him, specifically Zolo, is that you could tell in the interviews that he did before the strike, he was really happy and like, oh, I'm going to be in a DC movie, right? Like, I'm going to be in a big superhero movie. And now he can't even promote it. He can't even go out there on talk shows and things like that. So his experience is going to be tainted. It's not going to be like Robert Downey Jr.'s was, or whoever coming into a big superhero movie. So that's who I feel bad for, is Zolo. But James Gunn already said he's going to be back. He's continuing. So we don't have to worry about will he play it again. But my other question to you that I wanted to ask you was, what is your thoughts on DC right now? Like, I've told you a little bit, but from what you know, where are they? Like, what is going on with DC? And do you think they even have a chance of competing with Marvel?
I honestly, with James Gunn now, I guess, helping, I hope to see better storylines and better action movies. Yes. So I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. I guess I just don't have any expectations at all. So.
All right. Well, that's good, because you can't be let down if you have no expectations.
Yeah.
All right. We're at PF Chang's, so it's time to sign off. So I'd like to thank my wife for joining me and talking about Blue Beetle, and I'm very much hoping that she will be back for another episode in the Vactor-Verse. All right, say goodbye.
Bye.